All right, guys,
We
we're
have
going to
minutes?
start.
Minutes?
Everybody ready?
Brandon?
All right, we're going to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting was advertised in the Asbury Park Press on January 9th, 2026, and in the Beacon, January 22nd, 2026, and by posting the notice in the Forked River and Lenoka Harbor post offices, and by filing a copy of the notice with the Lacey Township Clerk as requested by the Open Public Meeting Act. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz. Here. Mr. Hurley.
Here.
Dr. Forney.
Here.
Mr. Amato.
Here.
Mr. Bell.
Here.
Mr. Goen.
Here.
Ms. Klaus.
Here.
Be it resolved that an executive session to be convened for the purpose of discussing confidential student matters, included but not limited to harassment, intimidation, and bullying, confidential personnel matters, confidential legal matters, including but not limited to the current caseload. The subject matter of these discussions will be disclosed to the public when the reason for confidentiality subsides. The length of the executive session is estimated to be approximately 60 minutes, after which the board shall reconvene and proceed with business at 7 p.m. Action may be taken. And, a motion, please?
I'll move. Can we have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay, we're going to resume the meeting. Okay, I'm going to start out with a little comment. Few announcements I'd like to make tonight. First, I would like to officially welcome Carrie Opitz, our newest appointed board member. She's down over there. I want to give her a round of applause. Carrie was sworn in on January 20th, and although she's only been with us for a few short weeks, she has already demonstrated a strong passion for our district and genuine commitment to doing what's best for our students and our community. I'm truly excited to have her join us. Congratulations, Carrie, on your appointment. Thank you. You're welcome. Last week, Mr. Zielinski, Vice President Goen, and I participated in a call with Senator Gopal. Mr. Zielinski led the discussion and focused on state aid reductions, insurance mandates, and state levy restraints. On February 17th, Mr. Zielinski led another call with Chris Williams, Chief of Staff, Joseph Howell, Deputy Commissioner, and myself to further discuss the same budgetary challenges our district is facing. Topics included a significant increase to healthcare costs, overall budget deficit, classroom sizes exceeding 30 students, and a review of the district efficiency related to busing, administration, and operations. We expect to know more mid-March when the governor releases updated state funding figures. Please continue to monitor our website for upcoming budget workshop dates. As previously mentioned, with flat state aid, we are currently projecting a deficit of over $5 million. The primary driver of this increase is the projected $3.5 million health insurance raise cost, approximately 29% increase. Again, please keep an eye out for our budget workshops. We encourage everybody to come. We usually have one or two March, April. On February 3rd at 9:30 a.m., we held our coffee and conversation led by Mr. Zielinski. This event was advertised on the website and discussed at our last meeting. The purpose of these sessions are to engage directly with our community. We had one community member attend. The discussion focused on successful autism program, our mental health initiatives, and overall function of our district. Our next coffee and conversation with the superintendent will be held March 11th at 6 p.m., and everyone is welcome. All details will be available on our website, and we encourage community participation. I would also like to highlight the tremendous success of our athletic program this month. Our student athletes truly went above and beyond. Both our boys and girls swim teams are now B Conference Division champs. One junior student, Killian Coluccio, is a Shore Conference wrestling champion. We have a senior on our girls basketball team, Brooklyn Bell, who reached the milestone of 1,000 career points. A junior ice hockey player, Jake Sturman, who scored 100 career goals. Good. And a goaltender, DJ Swyrick, who achieved 1,000 career saves. Also great. Congratulations to all our athletes and coaches on these outstanding accomplishments. Let's see. Additionally, tickets for Greece are on sale, with performances scheduled for March 26th through March 29th, including both evening and daytime shows. We encourage everyone to come out and support our arts program. Lastly, the board will be completing our 3 required courses to maintain our board certification. This includes superintendent and board self-goals on March 19th, roles and responsibilities June 2nd, and goal setting on August 4th. All these sessions are open to the public. Just check our websites for the location. And that's all I have. And I will turn it over to Cooper Mick.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. And once again, a round of applause for our student athletes this year. Thank you. All right, so the Student Government Association last met on February 2nd. The freshmen just finalized the date for their talent show, which will be held on March 5th at 6 p.m. right in the LTHS auditorium. Right now, they're looking for volunteers to help with the show, and they're also planning a potential JT's fundraiser. For our sophomores, they just wrapped up a Chick-fil-A fundraiser that ended on February 2nd, and items were distributed on the 7th. For our juniors, they began planning their junior prom, which includes calculating the cost of attendance and then also the color schemes, and signups will be going up shortly to help sell tickets. And they are also planning their Kiss a Senior Goodbye fundraiser and also a new after-school food truck fundraiser with more information to come this spring. And for our seniors, right now we are working on designing the senior t-shirts, planning the senior prom, which will be held at LBI National Golf Course this year, discussing the senior breakfast, and also planning a district-wide apparel fundraiser. And finally, the executive board also met on February 2nd, and on the 4th, they took their club and officer photos for the Student Government Association. And right now, the executive board is assisting the other classes with their events and fundraisers. And the next Student Government Association meeting will take place on Monday, March 2nd. And for this month's Unsung Hero, I would like to welcome down, if she's here, Carolina Martinez. Is she here? All right. It's all right if not. I'll give this to her tomorrow. So February's Unsung Hero is Carolina Martinez. Carolina is an exceptionally selfless individual who gives back generously to her community. She is deeply dedicated to her academics and is known as a loyal friend who consistently supports those around her. Carolina regularly volunteers with the Lacey Elks, demonstrating her commitment to service and community involvement. She's also an active member of the Surfrider Club and serves as the Vice President of the National Honor Society, reflecting her strong leadership and responsibility. In addition, she participates in OCC's dual enrollment program, further showing her determination to challenge herself academically and prepare for her success. Above all, her most admirable qualities are the leadership and kindness she displays as a section leader in the marching band, where she uplifts, guides, and inspires those around her. Congratulations, Carolina. All right, and that is all for me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have the report of the superintendent.
All right. I wish everybody a happy 100th day of school. So we
Yay.
had lots of celebrations. Reaching this milestone is a highlight of the year, especially in our elementary buildings, maybe not so much at the high school. The halls are filled with creativity and excitement. I want to extend a thank you to the parents and the teachers who definitely help out the younger students participate. Believe it or not, we've got 80 school days remaining, and we'll try to make every one of them count. I'd also like to officially welcome Ms. Carrie Opitz to the Board of Education. We've been waiting patiently for you, Carrie, and we're truly grateful for your willingness to serve this community. We look forward to your insight and partnership. Thank you. Thank you. I'd also be remiss if I didn't give a massive shout out to our facilities, grounds, and custodial staff. Dealing with the most recent snow and slush was no small feat, as we all know. In this one, this was a bad one, folks. It was a unique and challenging storm. They did real incredible work getting us open. We didn't even have to have a delay on Wednesday. So really, really hard work where districts around us struggled mightily. And I thank the parents. I know that bus stops are challenged. I know their own driveways were a challenge. So, you know, our guys, your hard work, and men and women, your hard work did not go unnoticed. Thank you. Brace yourselves for Monday. We're watching it. So we'll see what happens there. We're closely watching that. We have updated the 25-26 school calendars to our public. Hopefully we don't have to do that again. Last day of school will be on the 22nd, but like last year, graduation and middle school promotion don't change. Okay, so there are the original dates that were planned, which in my head are graduation on the 18th, and then middle school promotion on the 17th. Rain date for high school graduation would then be on Friday. All right? So we'll get those out to all of our parents, publish those up so that we're ready to go there. Now, Mr. King, as always, present our 2 seniors of the month. Thank you. Sometimes they clap for you, sometimes they don't. I'm sorry. It's like weird. You can't predict it. It depends on the crowd. In this crowd, I don't know.
Good evening, everyone. The applause was not necessary, but certainly appreciated, even if it was forced. I am proud to stand before you and announce our February Seniors of the Month. Our first Senior of the Month is our 1,000-point scorer, Brooklyn Bell. Brooklyn, come on. Round of applause for our families here.
I'm Brooklyn Bell, and I'm proud to be named February Senior of the Month at Lacey Township High School.
Congratulations, Brooklyn Bell, on being named Senior of the Month.
I'm part of the STEM Academy. I'm a 3-sport, 4-year varsity letterman for field hockey, basketball, and track. I am part of NHS as the blood drive chair, and I'm the SGA's senior secretary.
Congrats, Cookie, on 1,000 points. Besides that, Brooklyn is so deserving of being named Senior of the Month because she brings amazing strengths to the classroom. She is always a positive contributor to conversations and discussions, whether they be just about life in general or, you know, the content that we're discussing.
One of my favorite memories at the high school was Battle of the Classes. It was really fun over the 4 years, and also the STEM field trips that we went on as a class.
It's been an absolute pleasure seeing Cookie grow from an 8th grade student, middle school student, into you know, a young woman who's about to start her life, her college career.
Outside of school, I work at Captain's Inn as a busser, and I like to hang out with my friends and my family.
It's been, you know, so amazing watching her on any athletic field, but also in classrooms. I was lucky enough to be her teacher here for a couple of years. And just the maturity and the grace and the poise with which she's about to enter, you know, this next phase of life is something really special, and I'm glad I got a front row seat to it.
After high school, I will be going to TCNJ for basketball and majoring in biology pre-med.
Again, congratulations, Cookie, on being named Senior of the Month. You are very deserving. Good luck with what's left of this year and all your future plans.
Our next Senior of the Month is Logan Resitar. Logan, come on over. Round of applause for his family who's here as well.
I'm Logan, and I'm proud to be named February Senior of the Month at Lacey Township High School.
Congratulations, Logan Resitar, on being named Senior of the Month.
I'm involved in student government, National Honor Society, and I'm a member of the varsity baseball team.
You know, Logan, ever since you came in during your freshman year into the STEM Academy, you were one who identified as being just a little bit different. Different in so many ways. One, highly motivated. That intrinsic motivation has served you well over the last 4 years, and I know it's going to serve you well over the next 4. 2, you are extremely dependable. Everybody, including myself in your class, can depend on you to help, no matter what the task is. And 3, you have one heck of a personality. You're an outgoing person who's never afraid of a challenge. No obstacle that could possibly be in your way will ever be large enough to stop you.
My favorite memories here at Lacey are getting my first varsity hit freshman year and all the fun projects I got to do throughout my career in STEM.
Last year especially, when you got inducted to the National Honor Society, and I was your mentor, having that conversation that night with you really opened my eyes into the other side of you as a student. One, you're a person who not only is dedicated in the classroom, but you're also dedicated out of the classroom. That's something I really admire, and I didn't really know that about you. And 2, as a young man who is highly focused and determined, you have the ability to also uplift everybody around you. One that I would definitely like to model myself in the future.
Outside of school, I love going to the gym, playing baseball, and hanging out with family and friends. Next year, I plan on studying aerospace engineering at Rutgers University.
So congratulations once again, Logan, on being named Senior of the Month. You're going to do extremely well when you graduate from here.
All right, that concludes the awards.
Okay, now we're going to move into public comment. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to dismiss them, or?
If anybody needs to go, now's your chance,
Yeah.
especially our younger crew. Totally up to you. No shame in it. You can go. Go.
There you go.
Cooper's a wild card. Sometimes he stays. Go by Cooper.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now opening public comment portion of this meeting in accordance to the Open Public Meeting Act. This is an opportunity for members of the public to make comments to the board. Please note that this period is reserved for comments only. The board will not be responding to questions or engaging in dialogue. The board's role of this policymaking is a policymaking body. Operational and administrative matters should be addressed through appropriate chain of command, beginning with the staff member or administrator most directly involved. All speakers are expected to present their remarks in a respectful and civil manner. Rude or harassing will not be permitted. Please understand that defamatory remarks may create a personal liability for the speaker and potential legal exposure for the board. In addition, to protect the privacy of rights of students and employees, the board will not entertain discussion regarding specific student or personnel matters. We thank you for your cooperation in helping us maintaining orderly and respectful meeting. Any audience member wishing to make a comment will raise his or her hand. When called upon, state their name, address, or affiliation and intention to make a statement. Comments will be addressed to the board president. Comments will be limited to 6 minutes. No person shall speak more than once. This portion of the meeting is for public comments only, and there will be no questions answered. The purpose of this board meeting is to perform our business in public. Everyone is entitled to a public comment. If there's any questions for the board, there's an established chain of command to follow. Would anybody like to speak? Go ahead, Mike.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the board. Cooper, what's up? My name is Michael Ryan, and I am the proud member of the LTA and president. And I've dedicated my career to this district. I'm proud of the work we do here. I'm proud of my students. I'm proud of my colleagues. And I'm proud of the community we serve. I'm speaking tonight, not out of anger, even though I have some, but out of concern and out of hope. For the past 15 years, nearly every contract negotiation has begun the same way, with a 0% increase, or something barely above it. Each time we are told there isn't enough. Each time it becomes a struggle to simply reach something that resembles fairness. Yes, our district has faced some serious funding challenges, but also our neighboring districts such as Toms River and Brick. They too have tightened belts, and yet they have managed to offer their staff contracts that reflect the county average. Contracts that recognize the rising cost of living and the value of the people who keep their schools running. This is all we're asking for: fairness, not luxury, not excess, just the county average. When you budget 0% increase for your staff, the message received is clear. It does not feel like fiscal caution. It feels like we are not valued. It feels like the people who teach the lessons, support the classrooms, drive the buses, clean the buildings, and keep the entire system functioning are viewed as line items instead of human beings. We are individuals, we pay taxes, we have mortgages, rent, student loans, medical bills, and families. Inflation has not skipped over us. Groceries cost more, gas costs more, utilities cost more. A 0% increase does not freeze our bills. It only freezes our pay. I also want to acknowledge that there are new members to the board. You did not create this problem. You inherited it. And I genuinely hope you see this as an opportunity to right a long-standing wrong, to change the culture of how this district treats its employees. In 2020, when the world stopped because of COVID, schools did not stop. We did not stop overnight. We transformed how we taught, we learned new platforms, mastered Google Meet, redesigned curriculum for virtual instruction, supported anxious families, and kept children connected during this time of most uncertain in modern history. We were called heroes, and we lived up to that. We adapted in days and a weekend to circumstances no one could have imagined. What other profession can pivot that quickly with that much heart? We were flexible, we were creative, we were present for our kids. Now, 6 years later, it feels as if we've gone from zeros to zeros. This is not just about money. It's about respect, it's about value, it's about whether this board sees the people in front of students every day as professionals worthy of investment. We are not asking to be celebrated, we are asking to be valued. We are asking for a contract that reflects county average. We are asking for compensation that allows us to pay our bills without feeling like we are falling further behind each year. You set the tone for this district. You decide whether the message to your staff is, we appreciate you, or we can do without you. I urge you to choose appreciation, choose fairness, choose to invest in the people who make the district what it is. Because when you value your educators and support staff, you are not just supporting employees, you are strengthening our district, our community, and the future every child who walks through those doors. Thank you.
Thank you. Go right ahead.
Good evening,
Good evening.
and welcome to the new members on the board. My name is Barbara Bowen. I live at 933 Devon Street in Forked River. I am a retired teacher from this district. I taught here for 30 years. It was a district I was proud of. I was proud of the kids. I was proud of the staff. We had a great run. I retired in 2009, so I've been out for a while. But I know what I hear, and I'm still involved in the education community. I'm on the retired Ocean County Board and everything else. But anyway, why I'm here for tonight is I'm appalled at what you would offer to the staff of this district, not just the teachers, but all of the staff. The most important people involved in all of this are the children, or it should be. The children deserve the best education they can possibly get. The way things are right now, you have classroom sizes of 30, 35 in a class in rooms that aren't meant to hold that many. So there's no variety of moving things around and changing seats and making things fun to some degree besides learning. Now, your very bright students are going to learn no matter where you put them. Doesn't matter. But your average student or below is suffering greatly. No matter how good their teacher is, there's just so much you can do with what you're handed. To offer the staff a 0% in this situation is appalling to me. And I know you have very serious shortages, so do many other districts, but they're not doing to their staff what you are, or what you're trying to do anyway. I can't even imagine it. I was involved in negotiations when I was teaching here, and I know what it's like, and I know how it works. I don't ever remember being offered 0%. I can't even imagine it. So I think you need to think about that. You need to think about the staff that are doing their darndest, doing their best in the conditions which you all face, which everybody here faces. But to offer them 0% is a slap in the face. And the ones you're hurting the most are the students. Today, the average new teacher lasts in education for 5 years. And then they don't just leave their jobs, they leave the educational profession. This is part of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Rhiannon Mendis, Woodland Road, Forked River. Tonight, I'm speaking as a parent in the district, and I have looked at what's happened over the several years since 2018 with our state aid, and I've started a petition on change.org, which I had the assistance of Paul Knitra's policy team to help with. I'm just going to read part of what it is for our state aid. I have, since 2018, I've watched the schools across New Jersey get stripped of their state aid, resulting in children losing access to essential academic opportunities, clubs, transportation, and sports that are crucial for their holistic development and their mental health. Schools have also lost teachers through reductions in force, which have pushed our class sizes to an overwhelming 30+ students per classroom. This not only affects the quality of their education, but also hinders teachers' abilities to effectively engage with each student. The current New Jersey school funding formula has proven to be detrimental to our community's educational facilities. Schools are now financially overburdened, frequently leading to substantial local tax increases for residents and heartbreaking staff layoffs. This undue financial stress does not solve the underlying issues, but merely transfers the burden onto families and educators in our community. The funding formula itself must be updated to reflect real-world costs and district needs. This includes revisiting outdated cost assumptions, accounting for enrollment volatility and demographic shifts, and establishing a baseline level of funding that protects essential services such as classroom instruction, special education, transportation, and core extracurricular programs. A revised and transparent funding formula should allocate funds based on the specific needs of each school district, taking into consideration the number of students, special programs required, and the socioeconomic factors in the community. However, it must be done without forcing districts into a no-win situation, slashing the quality of their education while imposing crushing property tax hikes. To ensure school districts can do long-term planning, no state aid should cut, excuse me. No state aid cut shall require a school district to increase residential property tax revenue per household by more than 2% above inflation just to maintain the prior per pupil spending. The state should be providing multi-year aid projections and align its budget guidance with district timelines so that leaders can plan responsibly rather than operating in survival mode every single budget cycle. By prioritizing a more equitable distribution of resources and avoiding catastrophic cuts, New Jersey could ensure that all children have access to quality education regardless of their zip code. So that is the petition. I was told if we can get 100,000 signatures on, it would make an impact in Trenton, and I feel like that is the point that we are at because I've just watched what's been happening to Lacey, and every year we're at this point, and it's terrible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ashley Meyer, Weehawken, and Forked River. I'm here again to talk about ongoing issues with special education in Lacey and the board. I discovered in early December that my son was shorted about 84 therapy sessions mandated in his IEP over the past 2 years. So I notified the special ed department and the superintendent and received no reply about it. About a month later, I contacted the board. No reply again. After repeated attempts to get the board to help me, I finally filed due process to try to get a judge to help. Only then did I get a call stating the hours were owed to my son and I would get them, but I haven't. When I contacted the board about what I have been through, especially given this year's history with my son and Lacey, including the fact that we had to get an emergency court order the last time the board wouldn't help me, you still don't seem to help me. In fact, Ms. Claus, you sent me an email 2 days ago that I need to use the appropriate channels and administration and that all of my concerns don't fall within the scope of the board, so essentially stop emailing the board. Brandon Hurley, you ran on special education advocacy. Your campaign page literally says, support open, respectful communication with parents, hold the district accountable for IEP compliance. This is more than advocacy, it's a promise to families like mine. Meg Forney, when you ran, you said your top priority outside of class size would be to build back trust between the school district and the community. And Steve Gu, when you ran and said your top priority was trying to fix the lack of public trust in the board. I'm not trying to call you three out, I know you're new. I'm just saying that because this is your Board of Education now, and I'm not seeing change yet. So I truly hope you reflect on why you ran and the promises you made when you did. My second issue, I also had to confirm with someone accessing my son's IEP without permission. I did not accuse or anything. I just asked for the reason because his IEP had been changed throughout the year before for unknown reasons. Well, I didn't get an explanation. So I emailed the superintendent and Kim Claus. I asked you why it was so hard just to get a simple answer. And it would seem reasonable just to help me understand why it was accessed so we can move on, but neither of you answered me. I asked repeatedly. I literally had to get in contact with the county superintendent's office who called Lacey on my behalf, and then I finally got an explanation. Can I just say, when you ignore a parent, it just makes you look bad. Because you turn something that could have been a simple explanation into something that makes it look like you're hiding something. Whether or not you are, that's how it looks. And now currently I've emailed the board and superintendent multiple times that the explanation I was given just doesn't make sense. And I also put the board on notice that you're not adhering to your own bylaw, 9130, that says that anyone with a grievance can appeal it to the Board of Education. But I was told I don't count as a grievance because I'm technically just seeking information, so it's not technically a complaint, so you don't have to follow the bylaw. So I can't escalate it, and it won't be further looked in. I continue to have issues, and here we are again with another 84 sessions owed to my son that I had to catch. No one told me he wasn't getting them. I only discovered them after I asked for his logs. How many times do I have to go to due process to get Lacey to follow my child's IEP? It'll be 4 this year. And further, why is the special education department withholding this many services? Where are the checks in the department? I haven't even gotten an explanation why he missed 84 sessions. So I really doubt anyone is even looking into whether it's happening to other nonverbal students who can't report it. It doesn't seem like anyone is being held accountable, and my son is actively still having issues. So to recap and be perfectly clear, I told the special ed department and superintendent on December 4th my son was shorted sessions. No response. I had to file due process, and although the school has admitted they are owed, it's February 19th, 2.5 months later, and my son hasn't received 1 makeup session. And the board's answer to me is to stop emailing and just keep contacting administration. Okay, I'm going to stop emailing the board at the request of Kim Claus, and just because it gets me nowhere. I'll just keep coming to meetings, and I won't get anywhere, but at least I can go home each time and tell my family that I tried. To end this, being a child with profound special needs, like an 11-year-old who still wears diapers sometimes, is hard. It's really hard, and what makes it harder is a district who sits by and continues to let a child like this be treated like they don't matter and they're not a priority. I just don't understand why the district is continuing to treat us this way.
Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Education, I would like to acknowledge your concerns. Please understand that the board is not able to comment on matters that involve litigation or individual students, as they are confidential and protected by law. As a board, we remain committed to listening with respect and responding with professionalism, even when perspectives differ. While we may not be able to provide the answers you're seeking in this setting, I encourage you to make an appointment at the board office. Thank you for sharing your thoughts with us. Go ahead, Regina.
Regina DeSenza, Sunset Drive, Sunrise Beach. Hello and congratulations to Kerry. I know you wanted the position, and now you'll see how difficult things are financially, up close and personal. I know a few people probably had a hard time understanding what went wrong on November 20th with the vacancy interviews and the selection method. But I have 2 quick examples based on the findings in the Arminio decision, which was published just 4 days later on November 24th. After the 4 public interviews, when the candidates were brought back into the lecture hall, obviously the candidates were all still members of the public, and the floor should have been opened at that time to the public to ask questions and make comments. Instead, we were shut out 100%. One question I had for and about the candidates, but I could not ask, was, did the board check the residency of all the candidates? I wanted to know. So after reviewing and searching myself, township and county property records, one candidate turned out not to be a homeowner in Lacey. A person who does not pay taxes directly is not going to feel the same way about raising taxes as people that do own a home and pay Lacey property taxes directly. But that's just my humble personal opinion. And that was one issue. All the candidates and members of the public that were present that night were entitled to ask the board questions when the interviews were done, not later during the meeting after your vote was held. The board controls the format of the agenda, and it should not be a cookie-cutter format every month, but it is. The second major issue was, after the return from private session, the board members all should have explained their reasoning for their selection and how and why the other three candidates were eliminated. Even I would have liked them to say out loud, "We don't want you because whatever." I wouldn't have been offended no matter what could have been said. All three people were entitled to know why they weren't selected. Not in the click, fine with me. The public needs to realize the courts chimed in on this topic November 24th and ruled in 2 successive lawsuits exactly what is supposed to take place when a sitting board member resigns and the replacement process that should follow. It's called the Arminio decision, ARMINIO, if anyone wants to look it up. The board did not follow the ruling, and the vacancy was still not done properly in the redo attempt December 20th. So be it. The definition of clique, for those unfamiliar with the term, it's a small group of people with shared interests or other features in common who spend time together and do not readily allow others to join them. For those that don't know BOE history, that November 20th vacancy application was not my first, not my second, it might have been my fourth. I knew deep in my heart that I was not part of the board clique and never would be. Now on to another subject, and I have a few other people that have made some Oprah requests. One of mine was back in December before Sharon left. After nearly two months, it's my opinion that records are being purposely withheld, or, unfortunately, it seems Ms. Stewart has little to no experience as a public records custodian. I called 2 weeks ago and left a message to speak to Connie or Teresa. No one returned my call. An email could have even been sent to acknowledge my call. Also, I was never asked for a time extension. Another person received 2 or 3 time extension requests for simple Oprah items. This is unheard of, and I'm very upset that this district can't even follow the simple procedures of the Open Public Records Act. Are we going to get these records or not, and why is Ms. Stewart running up the legal bill by sending all our requests to Bruce when Sharon did many of these similar requests herself and in a timely manner? Last but not least, the Maya problem. I am tired, Mr. Zielinski, saying he's willing to meet with the parent, because that's not the real solution. The real solution is to make your staff responsible for the services due to that student. They need to cooperate. Here I am, a member of the public, and I know what needs to happen. And Ms. Claus, the one thing that you're responsible for is making certain that your chief school administrator does his job. And that means he's responsible for the poor and impolite behavior of all his underlings. Get Jack his services now, and be thankful I'm not the parent. This is ongoing since May, and I'm tired of hearing about it.
Would anybody else like to have a comment? Go ahead, Richard.
Good evening, members of the board and Lacey citizens. I'm Richard Bidnick. Officially, I would like to welcome Meg, Steve, Brandon, and Curry, as this is my first meeting. I wish you much luck as you have an enormous task in front of you, which is going to take a lot of hard work, drive, determination, and focus to achieve the type of results that are necessary. There are several old business items I would like to discuss. I sent a request on January 16th for Oprah records. I never received a response. On February 1, I sent a follow-up and never got a response. What is going on with this, and why are they not being filled and responded to? 2, I had requested last year that a list of all school employees be posted again back on the district website showing their current salary, health costs, pension costs, Social Security costs, etc., as it once was. Almost all the school's budget is spent on employment costs. And I want the taxpayers of Lacey to see where all their hard-earned money is going, and many in this town will be shocked. It really is time for transparency. And talking about fair, as a taxpayer, I had to endure, and so did everybody else, 2 10% tax increases over the last 2 years. I don't think that was fair.
Guys, let him speak.
On November 20th, 2025, I sent a formal complaint concerning Acting Superintendent Mr. Zielinski. I never received a response or acknowledgement, which is completely unacceptable.
Richard, I apologize. I thought I responded.
No, you did not.
I'm apologizing. I thought I responded. It was received.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, his conduct at that meeting was outrageous. For an individual who calls himself a professional, his behavior was nothing less than conduct on becoming a public employee. I want a response, as my First Amendment rights were violated. I see there is a contract for his reappointment for this position for another 1.5 years on the agenda. This is definitely not what we voted for. Another outrage. You don't have to rehire him for this long. You can hire a temporary superintendent from the outside. I guess the board wants continued conflict. Parents, get your kids out of this district. It's hopeless. Personally, I feel that the appointment of Kerry Opitz to the board is illegitimate. And this has nothing to do with Kerry personally. I think she's a lovely person, but it has to do with process. We, the people, were not allowed to ask questions on why a particular candidate was chosen over another, and other topics, and this was firmly established in the Armino decision. It seems that my team understands the law better than your high-priced lawyers here representing the board. Another embarrassment for the school district. The redo was still faulty, and this was even after your lawyers had a copy of the Armino decision. Time for a new law firm. I'm requesting the new board to rescind the public comment policy, which was recently changed, reducing the public's time to speak to 2 5-minute periods to 1 6-minute period. This is not only the time the public gets to address the board. It looks really bad that you would not want to listen and hear the issues the community members have to make by cutting their speaking time by 4 minutes. Also, you don't decide what is defamatory. The 1964 Supreme Court decision, New York Times versus Sullivan, ruled concerning freedom of speech at public entities and meetings like this, and school boards and public bodies are held to a different standard. You all might want to read the decision, the New York Times versus Sullivan. Is frequently ranked as one of the greatest Supreme Court decisions of the modern era. The appointment of Ms. Kloss as board president sent a terrible signal to many of us who voted for real change and reform, and not continuity. The last thing we want is continuity, including Mr. Zielinski's reappointment. What we want and expect is real change, like a 20% deduction in our property taxes that you stole from the taxpayers of Lacey without our consent. Even OceanGate did the right thing by putting their increase up for a referendum, which failed, of course, because taxpayers have had enough. Besides, Ms. Kloss, you tried to weaponize the law against me and Lacey citizens for responsible government because you do not like the criticism the board has received. The board deserves that criticism, and the actions on this agenda tonight prove it, because you have never once took accountability for the board and the district's failures, which are many. We are in dire need of real leadership, which this district does not have. And a little word of advice. We need a superintendent with a background of turning around an underperforming school district who is a fiscal hawk ready to take on the teachers' union. Personally, I understand the importance of having an outstanding individual at the top of this district. And if you have to raise the salary higher to get the most qualified person, so be it. I served on many boards in my time. I know quite well the other importance of this. Without an outstanding individual at the top, we are going nowhere. And it looks from all accounts as this is exactly what will happen. Please take heed. And another point I would like to emphasize, always remember, we never want to emulate mediocrity. Thank you.
Would anybody else like to have a public comment?
Madam President, I just want to comment on
Sure.
the legal aspects of that. Those arguments that were made in the public comment by the last 2 speakers were also made to the judge, and the judge rejected those and rescinded the temporary injunction.
Okay, thank you. Can I respond to that? No. Anybody else like to have a public comment? No? Okay, I'm going to close public comment. All right, we're now going to move on to board committee reports, and we will start with Mr. Hurley in policy, please.
All right, good evening, everyone. We had a policy meeting on February 11th at 4 p.m. at the board office. The members present were myself, Kim Claus, Carrie Opitz, and Mr. Zielinski. We went through the new policy regulations for review or discussion for sexual harassment of staff. Under those topics, Mr. Zielinski described the policy and regulation number 1552 that will be presented for a first read related to sexual harassment in the workplace. Upon receiving a complaint from a staff member alleging sexual harassment, the district shall review the alleged conduct to determine whether to apply the grievance procedure for Title VII or the grievance procedure for Title IX, as outlined in Regulation Guide 1552. When making this determination, the superintendent or designee could consult with the board attorney to determine which definition of sexual harassment, Title VII or Title IX, or both, applies to the alleged conduct. If the alleged conduct is addressed by both definitions as outlined in Title VII and Title IX, the district shall proceed with the grievance procedure outlined for Title IX in Section B of Regulation Guide 1552, and Title IX requires a more comprehensive grievance procedure that would satisfy the investigation requirements under both laws. Under co-curricular, Mr. Zielinski shared the highlights and announcements with the policy committee on both the athletic and club events. Under safety and security, he described our ongoing efforts as a district to combat phishing emails. Additionally, he described our Informacast testing at all schools, which included our compliance with Alyssa's law. Lastly, he talked about the upcoming work the policy committee will undertake to draft a policy for the upcoming cell phone and internet-connected devices ban. Under the LTASA, the negotiations with the Child Studies Team Association are ongoing. And as far as calendars and others, he shared the updated 2025-2026 calendar and 26-27 calendars for the upcoming school year. For the superintendent search, the Finance Committee is leading that superintendent search, and our next meeting will be Monday, March 9th at 4 p.m. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Armato, can you please read for curriculum?
Yeah. Our meeting was held on February 10th at 4 o'clock. In attendance were myself, Dr. Forney, Mr. Zielinski, Ms. Amos, Ms. Kravkowski, and Ms. Malloy. The meeting ended around 5:30 p.m. Topics of conversation with the high school program and studies revised. Ms. Malloy described some of the updates to the high school program of studies that had been revised for 26-27 school year. We discussed SAT preparation programs. Ms. Malloy described how that program will be developed in preparation for in-school SAT day in April. Students are required to pay $70, and they will receive the instruction and an SAT review book for the price. Talked about partnership for preschool excellence. Ms. Kravkowski described our upcoming meetings with the private preschool providers and our continued outreach to possibly partner with them for preschool space in the future. Parent information session. I'm going to call her Ms. K. Ms. K described the upcoming preschool parent orientation session for new preschool families in Lacey. She also announced that this year's pre-registration for new 3 and 4-year-old preschool students will be on March 23rd, promptly at 10 a.m. online. Please see our website for details.
We'll fill in 5 minutes.
Okay.
That will fill in 5 minutes, so we'll announce it on the website, we'll have it up.
Mill Pond Playground. Mr. Zielinski described the beginning of the large playground renovation behind Mill Pond Elementary School. This large project is being funded through the PEA grant. We discussed protocol for IM elementary guidance. Ms. Malloy is working with Linkit to continue our implementation of tiered interventions at the middle school and the high school, and the documentation that will allow us to track this progress over time. Professional days, Ms. Amos described the upcoming PD schedule that is going to take place on Friday, February the 13th. And we also discussed what Ms. Amos described the process that teachers were going to use on professional development day to review possible replacements for the ELA materials for grades K through 5. Special Education, Ms. Kay updated the committee to include discussions about a part-time nurse and a replacement social worker at the Cedar Creek Elementary School. Additionally, Mrs. Kay detailed the special education projections for the 26-27 school year, highlighting the autism programs. In technology, Mr. Zielinski described the technology preparation that is ongoing for the upcoming state testing season. The committee was also apprised of 2 new computer applications that will be placed on for the approval. The technology department is also exploring an E-rate bid for a new internet provider. Personnel, Mr. Zielinski and Ms. Malloy spoke of the ongoing process to replace the secondary supervisor, and there should be recommendations on the February board agenda. LTEA discussions, Mr. Zielinski reported that the contract negotiations with the LTEA are ongoing. Mr. Zielinski shared the updated 25-26 calendar and the 26-27 calendars for the, that's double, you wrote that twice, okay. So we discussed the shared calendars for 25-26 and the 26-27 calendars. And the superintendent search, the finance committee is leading the superintendent search, and the next meeting will be scheduled for March 10th, 2026 at 4 p.m. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can I have Vice President Goen, please, in Finance?
Sure. So we had 2 Finance Committee meetings since the last meeting. First meeting was Monday, February 9th, 4 o'clock. Present was myself, Ms. Claus, Mr. Hurley, Mr. Zielinski, Ms. Stewart. We discussed facilities, the condition of the buildings during our first winter weather event and extreme cold, and thankfully no major issues. In terms of finance, we discussed the budget gap for 2026-2027, the issue of payments to vendors during each month not to exceed $25,000. We discussed that payroll agency payments would not be included on the presentation of the bills list, and that payroll agency payments would be made as an electronic payment instead of a paper check for some efficiency. We discussed opening 13 new bank accounts to separate funds, make it more transparent instead of payments in one checking account, having mandatory direct deposits for employees for payroll. We went over the list of stale dated checks from 2022 to 2025. Agreed to add void after 90 days on all checks to eliminate stale dated checks. We're going to issue an RFP for, or we discussed the request for proposal for auditing services. We discussed the proposed RFP for a solar array, remote net metered solar array, and that was sent to the attorney for review, and there's a motion on this agenda for approval of that RFP. We reviewed the contract for the architect of record for the referendum. And the motion is on the agenda for approval for that contract. In terms of food service, we discussed bringing on a food management company to oversee the operation of the food service department, and we scheduled a couple of trips to different schools to view how they were performing those operations with that kind of setup. In human resources, we discussed extending the acting superintendent's contract while we performed the superintendent search. Rights notice was initiated and was discussed in executive session. Security, nothing to report. Technology, we discussed obtaining a new internet service provider, and that's currently underway. Transportation, nothing to report. Superintendent search, I mentioned, but we discussed consultant proposals that were received, and there's a motion on the agenda for approval of one of those proposals. Referendum, we discussed the timeline for financing the bond referendum that was approved, and upcoming BOE meetings. We discussed the use of facilities for upcoming BOE meetings. Regionalization grant. Mr. Zielinski reported that he had reached out to some neighboring districts to discuss, particularly Berkeley Township and Ocean Township. Berkeley Township and Central Regional are currently involved in a regionalization grant study now. I believe the results of that grant study were just issued. Ocean Township is still going to discuss with their board. And the reason that that is required is that if we want to take advantage of the regionalization grant study that is available, we need to provide an executed regionalization plan, an implementation plan with another district to be eligible. So we're still, I believe, waiting for an answer from Waretown on that. In terms of other, we discussed the wrestling room with regards to fundraising. We'll wait till after the referendum work starts before looking at the change of use of facilities from metal shop to wrestling room.
and we reviewed the proposed calendars for 2025, 26, and 26, 27. That meeting was over at 5:40 PM. A second meeting, 9 AM, which was just yesterday, and that was by Google Meet, that was over the phone. Present was myself, Ms. Claus, Mr. Hurley, Mr. Zielinski, and Ms. Stewart. We had basically nothing to report other than we went over the contract for the architect of record for the referendum work, and we also discussed again the RFP for the new solar array. And that meeting was over at 9:30. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Can I just make one comment on the regionalization
Yeah.
grant, because I've been involved with that and working on that? So I talked to the 2-year study that they did for Central Regional. It was just released, and they're not regionalizing because it wouldn't save them a dime. So just an interesting study. I think that's going to be made public. Everybody can read it. So just an interesting 2-year Rowan study of an existing central district, and isn't saving them a dime. So very interesting.
Okay. Well, it's time for your report if you have anything.
I don't have anything further.
Okay. Then we'll move on to board member comments, and we will start with Mr. Hurley. Do you have any comments for tonight?
It's always me first.
Yeah. You're at the end.
Yeah.
You can request a change in that privately.
No, it's fine. We'll get it out of the way early. First, thanks everyone for being here. Welcome to Carrie. Welcome to the board. We now finally have a fully seated board, so that's exciting, so we can get some work done as an entirety. Second, congratulations to the seniors of the month and the unsung hero. Those awards represent our district well, and it's exciting to see that every month that the students are doing well. And lastly, to the staff and teachers that are here, thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging us and exercising your rights and your grievances professionally. We appreciate it, and we hear you.
Thank you. Mr. Armato, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yes. First of all, I'd like to congratulate everyone that was recognized tonight for such great achievements, especially Brooklyn Bell, who I've watched grow up as vice president and president of Lacey basketball throughout the years. She's just a phenomenal student and just a phenomenal family. For Ms. Klaus, I just have a clarifying question for everyone's benefit. During the recent election cycle, I noticed 2 different approaches to the use of our district logo. In one case, a cease and desist was sent, and in another case, a candidate used the same logo without similar notice. I'm not sure what the correct standard is, and I would appreciate if council could briefly explain our policy on who is authorized to direct notices like this, so we're all aligned going forward. Thank you.
Sure, Mr. Armato, the letter was sent to the notice on a Facebook post that gave the impression that people reached out to the board because the use of the logo gave the impression that the debate or the public forum was hosted by the board. So we wanted clarification of that, where it seemed like a reasonable person would not come to the conclusion that using the Lacey Lion on a campaign poster would signify endorsement by the board.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Armato?
Also, while I have the floor, I'd also like to briefly address the public as we enter the upcoming budget cycle. Over the next several months, this board will be making decisions that impact our students, our staff, and our taxpayers. My hope is that we approach this process with transparency, careful planning, and a commitment to balancing fiscal responsibility with the needs of our schools. I encourage members of the community to stay engaged and to share thoughtful input as we work through the budget together. Collaboration and open dialogue help all of us make better decisions for the district. I look forward to working constructively with my colleagues as we move into this important season. Thank you. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Bell, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Just welcome to Carrie.
Okay,
and
great.
Congratulations to the seniors.
All right, thank you. Ms. Opitz, would you like to make a comment?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm new. I'm Carrie. Nice to meet everybody. I typed this up so that I didn't forget what I wanted to say. So, hi, everyone. Thank you for coming. This is my first board meeting, and I'd just like to say that I'm grateful to be here and thankful that the board appointed me. Thank you to Mr. Zielinski for your leadership and to our teachers and staff. You are the heart of our schools, and I appreciate everything that you do for the students each day. 2 of my kids go to Cedar Creek and 1 go to Mill Pond, so I definitely appreciate all of you. President Claus, thank you for welcoming me.
Of course.
And being so helpful. And then also a special thank you to the Intergenerational Club, students and staff, for the wonderful community event yesterday. I was grateful to be there, and it really showed what makes our district special. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Dr. Forney, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, I'm a fellow Cedar Creek parent, so I just wanted to give a shout out to Holly Nemec for being so good at communicating to parents when the changes were occurring because of the snow, and thank you to all of the staff for helping us through that time because it was drop off is hard.
Okay.
If you're
Yeah, I
not
bet.
buzzing. I also want to thank everybody who makes their public comments. We do appreciate hearing from everybody's voice, and I just hope that we maintain respect for everybody who is speaking, even if it is not necessarily in agreement with our perspective. I also wanted to make a comment about culture, because that was noted in our public comment today. I do think that there is a cultural change with the board as it presently sits. I think that the people on this board are willing to do the work and ask questions and not maintain prior status quo. So I look forward to working with everybody as we move forward.
Okay, thank you. Vice President Goen.
Sure. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Appreciate it. I thought public comment was engaging and well thought out positions by everybody who spoke. Appreciate you coming and doing that because we do take it in and we do listen to that, and it does inform our decision-making process as we go and do our work in our committee meetings and our executive sessions. So thank you for sharing that with us. Welcome to Cary, and looking forward to the year ahead with everybody. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, we're going to move on to new business. You guys are ready? Okay, let's start with page 2, A1, meeting minutes. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
Can I-
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Excuse me. Mrs. Opitz?
Yes, but I have to abstain from A1, 19, and 21.
Thank you. Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Ms. Klaus?
Yes. Page 2, A2, list of bills. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Ms. Klaus?
Yes. A3 to 4, transfers, and S1701. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Ms. Klaus?
Yes. A5 to A12, finance and facilities. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato? Mr.
Yes.
Amato? Thank you. Sorry. Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Ms. Klaus?
Yes. Page 5, A13 to 14, tuition and transportation. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Mrs. Klaus?
Yes. A15 to 17, other. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
Discussion?
This
Roll-
is the calendar? Where are we?
A15 to 17.
Yeah.
Yes. 25, 26, and 26, 27 calendar, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to point out or have a discussion about the calendar.
Say that again?
I said I would like to have a discussion about the
Yeah, go
calendar.
ahead. Just-
Okay.
Is it moved
Just
and
start.
seconded?
Um,
Just move and second it, and
was-
then the
was it
discussion?
moved?
is
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
was.
was.
It was.
Yep.
We moved on second.
Okay. Now you can.
Okay. So this year, obviously, we were dealing with some snow days, so we were pushing back into June, which is what happened last year. We had discussion about whether or not that could be treated a different way, other than adding days to June for this calendar year, and it was concluded that that's not something that we were going to move forward with. But for next calendar, for the 26-27 school year, there are 2 built-in school days, two built-in snow days. So they are listed as March 26th, I don't have the calendar in front of me, and May 28th. So those days are currently coded as being off, but there's a note on the calendar that they will be recalled as instructional days should a school or a snow day happen. So hopefully that'll keep us from going into June 20-something next year. But that's a change that we've done to the calendar because of the non-built-in snow days in
It's
the
the
past.
first time we'll build in snow days in a long time, yes.
Yeah,
We'll
like-
have 2 days, and we've had 2 years in a row of it, so it's probably a
Yeah.
good idea.
Okay, anyone else like to discuss the calendar? No? Okay, roll call, please.
Ms. Opitz?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Mrs. Klaus?
Yes. Page 6, A 18 and 19 policy and regulations. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz?
Yes on 18, abstain on 19?
Okay, thank you. Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Ms. Klaus?
Yes. A 20 to 21, Hibbs. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz?
Yes on 20, abstain on 21.
Thank you. Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Ms. Klaus?
Yes. Page 7, B, donations. I'd just like to thank everyone for the donations. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Opitz?
Yes, thank
Mr.
you.
You
Yes,
good?
and
Oh,
thank
okay,
you.
thank you. Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Mrs. Klaus?
Yes.
And
C,
and if I may note,
yes.
just the Booster Association, it's almost $10,000.
Yeah, it's a lot of
So it's a big one.
Page 7, C, programs and curriculum. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Shoot, I wanted to get that one.
Did you get that?
No, he didn't get
They're
the
getting all
second,
of
I'm
them
sorry.
Who's the second?
Second.
Okay, down there. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Oh, good, sorry. Mrs. Opitz?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Mrs. Klaus?
Yes. Page 7, professional days and workshop and travel. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Mrs. Klaus?
Yes. Page 7 to 11, E, certificated personnel, E1 through E14. Can I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes, and I'd like to abstain on number 4.
Thank you.
And
Mr.
Jamie
Bell?
James Susano's here, congratulations.
Congrats.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, one thing.
Mr.
okay.
Goen?
Yes.
Don't vote no,
And
no.
Mrs. Klaus?
Yes.
It's been that day.
Page
know.
12 through 15, F, non-certificated personnel, F1.
Page 12.
Page 12 through 15, F1 to F9. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Opitz?
Yes.
Mr. Hurley?
Yes.
Dr. Forney?
Yes.
Mr. Amato?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Goen?
Yes.
Mrs. Klaus?
Yes. And do we have any walk-ons?
No.
No. Okay, motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yay. We're out.